The man to my right, season 2 of S.W.A.T. premiering tomorrow night, Thursday on CBS at 10 Eastern Time. Loved his work for all those years in Criminal Minds and a fabulous alum of The Young and the Restless. None other than Shemar Moore. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, Rich.
So how many athletes did you find out watched soap operas when you were on?
It was crazy. I mean, I got into the game, and I knew about soap operas in high school just because of girlfriends. They would run home at lunch and watch Sunset Beach and Santa Barbara and all those shows. And I wasn't really into the soaps, but as a teenager, you followed the girls around. Then I get on a soap, and I'm in a club in LA. I'm probably 24, 25 years old, and Deion Sanders is there. Cal Ripken Jr. is there. They're having some and I'm walking by, and who was it? Michael Irvin. And so I'm walking by, and I'm starstruck. I'm starstruck in this club with like all these major, legends just standing there. And I'm walking by trying to like mind my own business because like I'm just not near as cool as these athletes, and I wasn't. But I'm just kind of skirting by, and Deion goes, "Yo, B, yo, that's Malcolm. That's Malcolm from the stories. That's Malcolm from the stories." And then Michael Irvin was like, "Yeah, it is. That's it. Hey, come here, dog. Come here, dog. Hey, you be messing with that Drusilla. You be messing with that fine-ass Drusilla." And I'm sitting there like looking at like, is this really happening? And they were on me like, "Yo, you are the man. What's it like to work with her? You be on her, you be doing kissing scenes with Drusilla? Yo." And I was like, I was like, "Y'all watch Young and the Restless?" They're like, "Yo, man, when we in the hotel, that's all we do, man. Right after practice, we watch the stories." And I was just like bugging out. And then through the years, it just more and more. Meryl Streep watches Criminal Minds. The wrestler, actor. 9.5 Weeks. 9.5 Weeks. Mickey Rourke.
Oh, Mickey. Oh, God.
He watched the soap. He watched Criminal Minds.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, but it was just nuts to me that these athletes were like stuck on stupid when it came to the stories.
The number of times that things happen in locker rooms, clubhouses, in the NFL, it's like a soap opera, and you're wondering where these guys pick it up from. Right. They watch actual soap operas.
Oh yeah.
Certain baseball players in particular.
Yeah.
Because they're on the road, 3-game sets. Wake up in the hotel room, 11 a.m., 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever.
I got a blog kind of email thing back in the day before all the social media from Cal Ripken Jr. What? I mean, he's just because he watches Young and the Restless and he has a crush on Phyllis or somebody. Or I don't know. It is wild.
It is amazing.
It is crazy, yeah.
It is absolutely. It is. So I know you're from the Oakland area.
Okay?
Yeah.
I was born in Oakland.
We talked about this before. And when you came on the last time, are you concerned at all with the outset of the NBA season coming that somebody's coming for the crown?
Well, see, I fight with my family all the time. I'm half black, half white. The black side of me is Oakland, and the white side of me is Boston. So born in Oakland, I grew up Ricky Henderson fan, Oakland A's.
Sure.
But then I had to pick between the A's, the Raiders, the Niners, and the Giants. I was at Battle of the Bay when the earthquake hit. So I've got my family in Boston's all about Patriots. It's Tom Brady, everything, Celtics, all that other stuff. So the Splash Brothers are here now. And, KD, the whole crew. I mean, Klay Thompson, Steph, Draymond, killing the game. But the Celtics are coming. And my family keeps reminding me that they're coming because they were deep. They were decent last year. They were just too young and inexperienced to take it the rest of the way. So
and injured too. And I know you're talking his language over there. That's a big time Celtic fan.
Yeah. And the only thing about the Warriors is when you win a lot, you get a little complacent. You start. You got the money, you got the rings. You get a little comfortable. You don't work quite as hard as you used to. I mean, nothing lasts forever. But I think they if they stay focused, they got a good 3-4 years.
Now
of dominating.
The team that has beaten, the Warriors during this stretch, the Cleveland Cavaliers, had a certain player that now resides here in Los Angeles, California, and one would think that even though there is no Kevin Love stature player that's here in Los Angeles wearing the Laker purple and gold right now. There are a whole bunch of young players and former Celtic champion Rajon Rondo that's here in Los Angeles that maybe LeBron with this roster can come at the Warriors
I think if LeBron does what LeBron seems to be able to do, he'll get them to the playoffs. And in your first year, he'll get them to the playoffs. They do have some young talent. They're hungry. He's going to be a leader, a mentor. But in my opinion, I think they're one superstar away. So I think, maybe next season, they just got to bring in one more boss and, a big man in the middle so LeBron can do his thing. They need one more boss. But I just don't. I think the Celtics are going to school them. I think my Warriors are going to school them. The only thing I'm worried about with LeBron is between LeBron and the two football teams, the traffic is going to be a nightmare in Los Angeles. It's like, man, LeBron's playing, I'm staying home. I'm not getting out in them streets.
Certainly,
but I'm definitely going to go watch the boy play.
Certainly, if the Dodgers make the World Series too.
Yeah, but my Red Sox though. See, I told you I'm an Oakland dude, but it's Warriors basketball, it's Niners football. For me.
Okay.
And it's Boston Red Sox baseball. So I'm all over the place because of the family dynamic and how I was raised up.
But the Giants, I mean, when the Bonds era, that didn't capture you?
The reason I love the Giants, like I said, I was at Battle of the Bay for the World Series when they had that earthquake. When I was in junior high school, I worked for the San Francisco Chronicle as a paper boy. And on my route was Bill Walsh, coach of the Niners, and Willie Mays. So there you go. So I had to love them all. And now let me tell you, this is funny. Christmas would come by. Throw the papers all year.
Sure.
But both Bill Walsh and Willie Mays sent their wives out to tell me, come to the door on Christmas when I deliver the paper. And this is back when Bill Walsh was doing all those Volvo commercials. And so Bill Walsh would give me a $50 crisp bill. He'd hand it to me and say, thanks for doing a good job. Mm-hmm. Then I'd go over to Say Hayes' house, Willie Mays' house.
Yes.
He gave me a $100 bill and a signed bat from Hank Aaron, not himself.
What?
He gave me, I have it in my office.
What?
I have a signed bat from Hank Aaron, and Willie would give me a crisp $100 bill.
Greatest paper route ever.
Right. Their paper was never late. Never late.
So tell me, when you threw the paper at Willie Mays' house, did he ever come out and catch it over the shoulder?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. But I always put Bill Walsh's paper right on top of his Volvo, the one I thought he was driving, so he'd get it. And I neatly placed Willie's paper right at his front door. The rest of them I threw them in the bushes, and I just threw them wherever they landed.
Did you ever, Shemar Moore of S.W.A.T. here, season 2 of S.W.A.T. premiering tomorrow night, Thursday on CBS. Did you ever try to play sports yourself?
Yeah, no, I played sports my whole life. I got drafted by Boston and Baltimore coming out of high school.
For which sport?
Baseball.
For baseball.
I was a pitcher and an outfielder. And so I threw about 95 coming out of high school. But my mother...
Look at you right there. We shot a picture of you,
Yeah.
4.
Look at the Jerry curl. Look at
that Jerry curl there.
Yeah, baby.
And the mustache. Look at that stash.
Yeah, that was my little peach fuzz. You couldn't tell me nothing. You couldn't, because the rest of it wouldn't grow. But I played baseball, football, ran track. But my game was baseball. My uncle Stephen Wilson out in Boston, he played semi-pro baseball out in Boston. And he put me on my first Little League team. And then he caught me in a rock fight in 2nd grade. There was a little racial tension going on in Boston at the time, and some white kids were, throwing rocks at me, and I decided to throw rocks back. And my uncle taught at the high school, and the principal or whoever called him and said, hey, come get your nephew. And he came to the parking lot and saw me throwing rocks back at the other kids. Now, he knew that he needed to stop me because that was the wrong thing to do. Let's stop this. But he says before he had to stop for a minute and watch me throw these rocks because I was winging them. And he realized that I had a really good arm. And so he stopped me from the rock fight and then put me on a baseball team. And then fast forward, I just kept playing, figured it out, got pretty good at it. Got a scholarship to Santa Clara University, played 4 years of varsity. And my dream was to play in Fenway Park and make my uncle proud. Didn't quite work out for me. Mm-hmm. But I did get close as far as Fenway. In 2007, I threw out the first pitch in Fenway Park, and I was too nervous to lob it, so I just unloaded, and they told me I threw it about 81 miles an hour.
Who caught it? Do you remember who caught it?
Veritek.
So
and he
caught one of those like that over the shoulder like that? Yeah. Veritek caught your.
It wasn't a strike. Pitch. It wasn't a strike.
Oh,
but,
I see.
No, but he just he's a big boy, so he just did one of these. But because I just got up there, I was so nervous. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was worse than any audition or any girl you're trying to meet. I was like, I couldn't feel my body, and I'm standing on the mound, and because I'm an actor, I started trying to play to the crowd, and I'm standing there, and they were playing the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and so I start patting my chest like to tell the crowd I'm nervous. And in true Boston fashion, somebody from the first base stands goes, "Throw the ball already." So I just wound up and was like, ah.
That's odd language for Boston, Massachusetts. That's odd that they would use that.
Never heard that at Fenway before.
And so you hummed it in there.
I just got up
and Veritek couldn't even frame it, huh?
It just
you couldn't frame it.
Well, no, I didn't.
Showing a picture of you. Look at you. Look, that is focused. You are locked in.
Yeah. No, that's
you're coming over the top with that pitch.
That's pure fear right there.
Look at that, man.
And my uncle says to me before I walked out to the field, now your uncle, this is my uncle, put me on my first baseball team, school teacher, works at the post office, ex-Marine, was in Vietnam. All he's supposed to tell me is, good luck, have some fun. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
He looks at me before I walk out to the mound, and they're giving me this introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the mound from Criminal Minds, used to play varsity baseball and threw 94 miles an hour in college, right? And I'm like, no. And I see myself on the big screen, and I'm wetting my pants. And I look at my uncle for one last piece of confidence, and he goes, don't you bounce it.
And you didn't bounce it.
I didn't bounce
it. Before you go, I want to play a little bit of celebrity true or false with you here, if you don't mind. Some of your IMDb bio information or on Wikipedia. Let's do it with Shemar Moore of S.W.A.T here before we send him on his way. Go for it.
Celebrity true.
Keeping it real.
Or false.
Your first on-screen credit was John Mark on the TV series Living Single in 1995. Is that true or false?
My first on TV credit?
Yeah.
It's true, but not my first, so it's false.
Okay, so what was your first?
Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless was first.
That was my first professional debut as a professional actor.
Okay, so then Living Single, what was it like being on that?
You know what? It was fun, and it's a great show. It was a great group of people, but I had never done comedy, so it was so out of my comfort zone. So, and my acting coach, who's still my acting coach to this day, I called him in between rehearsals, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know, because I wasn't quite secure with comedic timing and all that.
Yes.
And they had me play, I was the good-looking guy who was coming to woo one of the actresses and take her on a date, and and it was fun, but I was still very early in my career, and I was comfortable at Young and the Restless because that became my comfort zone. I knew everybody, but now I was around a new group of people that were all about comedy. So it really scared the mess out of me, and so I had to just get through it. But it inspired me. I was like, okay, that was scary, but so now I know what I need to work on. So now I'm a big silly dude. If my fans who watch me on my social media, I'm nobody's stand-up comedian. I'm not Kevin Hart, Jamie Foxx. I mean, those guys dance to a different drum. But I've come a long way as far as what I know how to do. So if I got a chance to do a Living Single S-type show, I'd be right there.
You do it once again.
Yeah.
Next one up. Your nickname in high school was Curls for Girls. Is that a true story?
I used to say I got the curls for the girls. No, I had a bunch of nicknames. My name is Shemar, so I challenge people to come up with a nickname that I haven't had. And so I've had, right now my homies call me Sham. They're like, what up, Big Sham? But I've been Sham, I've been Shamrock, I've been Shamron, Shemmy Cocoa Puffs, Schlemiel Schlemazel, Sham Boogie. The picture you showed me playing, so it was the Jerry curl. So you go to Long's Drugs, because I had that, I cut it into the shag. Basically, it's the black guy's version of the white guy's mullet. All right, so I had the hair, and you go to Long's Drugs, and you get this yellow and red bottle of what's called Curl Activator. You goop that up and put that in your hair.
The activator, sure.
And then like Soul Glow from Eddie Murphy movies.
That's right, exactly.
Soul Glow.
And so I used to walk around going, yeah, see, you see it. I got the curls for the girls. And
last one for you here. You were the presenter when Susan Lucci finally won her daytime Emmy after 19 cracks at it.
Very true. And I almost cussed on national television because I was on the red carpet doing interviews, and everybody was like, so is the streak going to be over? How do you feel about her streak? Because she had been nominated 19 times or something and never won. So I kept hearing about this streak, and I knew I was doing that category. And I did a couple interviews. Then we go inside, and I'm sitting down there. Like, okay, Mr. Moore, we need you backstage because you got to do your category. And nobody thought she was going to win. It was just because she hadn't won, right? Yeah. Not because she didn't deserve it. She just hasn't won. And so I get out there, and they give you the card, and I didn't know. And so I'm like, I'm reading the teleprompter, and so then it's time to open. And the winner is. And I literally flipped the card, and there was a favorite. There was another woman who we thought was going to win.
You
and
almost
I flipped
said
the
that
card.
name?
I know. I almost went holy. And I think I was, and then I just caught myself and went, the streak is over, Susan Lucci, and the place went nuts. And I think she got like a 3.5 minute standing ovation while she walked up. And
so you almost had your own La La Land.
Yeah, a little bit.
You can't have that. Hey, congrats on season 2 of S.W.A.T. Looks like you're having a blast doing it.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. Check us out.
Yeah, check you out Thursday nights on CBS. The man who plays Hondo Harrelson himself. For the TV audience, stay right there because this man apparently does his own 40-yard dash running when the chips are down. That's coming up next here. Shemar Moore, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, man.
Follow him at Shemar Moore on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.